Alright, hello everybody, this is our fifth and final game of this round of four match of 5&Q versus EoT Hammer team. I'm gonna hop in quickly to the picks and bans. 5&Q thus far banning out the Timbersaw, the Venomancer, the Chen, as well as the Pugna. Pugna, obviously, of course, because of that pushing strat last game, really spooky. 5&Q banning out the Luna just now as well. EoT, in the meantime, banning out the Slark, the Lifestealer, the Outer World Devourer, and the Naga Siren. And waiting on their last ban will be the Nyx Assassin. 5&Q, in the meantime, picking up the Bristleback, the Visage, the Miranda, and the Templar Assassin. And EoT picking up the Alchemist, the Dragon Knight, the Shadow Demon, and the Bat Rider. Alchemist being really the consistent theme for EoT throughout this entire, series. I believe picked up in all 5 games EoT within the first couple picks. So it's really surprising me that 5&Q hasn't decided to ban that out and see Cast play something else. But 5&Q picking up that Templar Assassin again, looking for a carry hero, I would assume, as Sagan, I believe, can play a decent Bristleback. And EoT picking up a Shadow Demon this time, as well as a Bat Rider, so certainly something different in terms of playstyle. Bat Rider not really picked up too often in the Korean scene thus far. Normally actually not even in the 6.7 scene in general. Hasn't played too much at all. But Silencer being picked up by 5&Q as their 5th and final pick. Certainly going to be a decent support hero. Will work out moderately well as it had beforehand with the silences. Actually, no. It didn't work out beforehand in the series as EoT was playing it, and they did lose that tri-lane with the Undying in it. So, Silencer is certainly an interesting pickup for 5&Q after not having it be too effective in that earlier game too. Templar Assassin, however, of course, working out very well in the game, so not too bad a pickup from them on that, as was the Mirana and the Visage. RY getting his last pickup on the Gyrocopter, so Gyrocopter, the 5th and final pickup for EoT. Gonna prove to be giving them an advantage in the late game, I feel. Gyrocopter certainly better than any carry potential that 5&Q has. And our 5th and final game now begins. I'm going to start the introductions this time with EoT. EoT having Chrissy on the offlane Bat Rider, Pyong, Shadow Demon, support, Jumong will be the safe lane Dragon, or the mid lane Dragon Knight. Yes, the mid lane Dragon Knight, as RY usually is our mid player, but RY this time wants to take full control, heading to the off or safe lane as the Gyrocopter instead. So we'll see that happen, I guess. And 5&Q again rotating down towards this bottom lane. Anarchy leading the charge on the Visage. QO playing the Templar Assassin. Function on that Silencer. Cynical playing the Mirana. And Ward being plopped down right outside that small camp. Bristleback gonna be playing the off lane or safe lane solo against what will be the Bat Rider at this point. That'll be an interesting matchup for sure. And creeps about to spawn. 5&Q looking at the bottom rune with Sagan up at the top rune. And really not too much else to say thus far. Going to be interesting how this game pans out. 5&Q winning the first 2, EoT returning fire, winning the next 2. And 5&Q now on their last chance to try and win the series, and EoT finally in that spot to be able to win the series. Certainly exciting for them coming back from that heavy disadvantage they were at earlier. This Dragon Knight, though, is certainly going to be in for a bad time against this TA. So that may be one lane loss for EoT in this matchup. Cynical in the meantime, in a bit of trouble. Disruption coming out from Pyong Cynical now, however, safe within the trees, I believe. Nope, not so much. Tangling through either side from EoT. And Cynical almost makes it alive, but a last second stun from Alchemist cleans him up, and first blood is drawn on this bottom lane. Cynical going down to the Alchemist. And Visage looks to be in trouble now as well. Anarchy. Disrupted, stunned, and blown up by the Rocket Barrage. Just not going well in this tri lane already. So 5 and Q, although may have that advantage in the mid lane with the Templar Assassin versus the Dragon Knight, not going to have any advantage in this bottom lane with 3 heroes versus the 1. So not only do you want to lose out on, and 5 and Q already setting themselves up for failure. And Bristleback versus Batrider in this top lane. Both exchanging blows pretty well. Not really anything special. Chrissy, however, did burn down all these trees in the other game, gonna help out with that gank prevention. Jumong rotating top for that rune, but no rune there. Gonna be bottom. Function just denies it. I guess Qo said, don't need it. Just take it or ruin it. And indeed, he just denied it, so. Let's take a look at, we'll just have the creep scores up passively this time. I really feel it's something that needs to be examined for at least like the first 10 minutes or so. It's kind of an important stat, I guess. And of course, Harass being poked back and forth in that bottom lane. Sagan being tarred upon, the slower being slowed. Now 4 stacks, in a bit of trouble here. 5 stacks. Right click's doing loads of damage in Sagan. Barely makes it alive unless he does the burn damage. Indeed he does not, and Wand saving him right there. Very strong, especially against the Batrider. Pyong looking for a disruption. Does not manage to get it, so no kill for them. Qo versus Jumong in this mid lane still. Trading blows once again. Pretty distinct advantage in Qo's favor though, having nearly double the CS of, or the last hits of Jumong. Batrider in the meantime actually rotating all the way back to base, picking up a bottle as well as boots and a wand. And action-packed bottom lane down here. Gyrocopter picking off this Haunter after I assume there was another Shadow Demon disruption. Shadow Demon very low though. So it was likely a closely contested battle. Meanwhile in the mid, Jumong getting very low as well. And Alchemist picking up an Invis rune, so may look for another kill here on the bottom lane. Sagan in the meantime in trouble again on the top lane. Chrissy, 5 stacks, and the Firefly proves too much. EoT now, 4 kills in their name, 3 of which being on this bottom tri lane, 1 of which being just now on that Bristleback in the top lane. So EoT looking very strong in this early game and may prove just as strong in the mid and late game. Arrow missing on Ro4 and instantly just blows up Visage with the Rocket Barrage. This tri lane just falling apart at the seams for 5 and Q rather. Jar already picking up those phase boots. And seems as if Visage has had enough of it, gonna rotate top. Pretend he can help with the gank when in reality he cannot. Just can throw it that slow and hope for the best. Chrissy really just needs to be stunned up, but really no stuns available on the side of 5 and Q other than the Marana arrow. And both sides trading farm there. Disruptor now top, trying figuratively won, so we're just going to farm very passively as Cynical and the rest of the tri lane function all spread out and try and see what they can do, as that lane has totally failed and there's really no recovering. Cast in the meantime stalking mid. Not gonna go in QO though. QO falling back for the rune. And Sagan. Just gonna keep farming up Chrissy. Really can't do anything with a tri lane here. I don't think she really knows yet of the tri lane, so no big deal yet. However, we do have a smoke rotation from Pyong and Cast. Likely try and look for something here. They do have the level advantage on these carries of 5 and Q. Well, actually not so much anymore. Maybe 1 level, but as far as it goes, 5 and Q could very much lose this fight with the combo of EoT. Disruption popped, Soul Catcher thrown, Anarchy gonna go down after the cast stun. After the cast stun from Cast, is what I was trying to say there. A bit tongue-tied as I was repeating a word multiple times. But again, another kill in the name of Pyong and Cast. Pyong and Cast, just the dynamic duo for this entire series, really seems to be the MVPs, as they've constantly assisted mid, constantly won their lane, really never broken stride with their combos. Roaming ganking constantly in every single game. Really the signature players, I'd say, of EoT. They're just really formulating the style and allowing EoT to take such action in all lanes, I guess is the best word. Such aggression. Turcopter now about 600 off of drums. TA sitting on phase boots. Dragonite sitting on our treads already, and Batrider sitting on 1800 gold, so pretty insane. Cast, gonna lob a stun, maybe, no, doesn't get in range in time, and 5 and Q see that and want to dive on him instantly. Arrow, gonna go off from Cynical, missing the arrow. Batrider gonna make it out of there, can fly on the cliff, so that's broken. And Sagan. Almost getting a kill there. Function, gonna make it alive through that lasso, and Chrissy going back in for all the wrong reasons, figuring her team would rotate back in, but no go, and Chrissy falls for absolutely no reason, and that is the first kill 5 and Q actually got in this game, so good on them. Finally gonna start catching up in the XP and money game. Q in the meantime is sitting mid and not managing to get a kill onto Jumong, just stunning him up as he gets low. Anyway, tower, some pressure on the tower here from 5 and Q.
Radiant structures are fortified.
EoT blowing a fortify here. Templar Assassin mid, being ganked up by Chrissy and Jumong. However, will be able to get away as no lasso from Batrider, not up for another 20 seconds or so. Sure, some missile harass on the Cynical. And now getting his drums as well as his magic stick, or wand rather, entire wand. And a mech being worked on now by Sagan. Actually now completed. And after that initial volley of kills from EoT, it really seems to have calmed down. Cass and Pyong sitting top, but really cannot go for a kill with three 5 Q heroes up there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And Kyo just eating those stuns from Jumong near constantly. Jumong really have nothing else to do with him though, so I mean, why not? Oh, Bat Rider blinking onto QO. QO likely to go down here, and indeed does with the last stun from Bat Rider. Chrissy getting a kill. Casting time, maybe in a bit in danger on the bottom or top lane, but seems like he's going to try and turn around. Anarchy just standing there, letting the stun hit him. Mech popped by Sagan, but Anarchy is certainly going to fall here, but exchanges his life for Shadow Demon. Sagan now still catchered up. Going to try and make it out alive, but Rocket Barrage stuns Sagan. Slowly falling, as Bristlebacks do. And makes it out just barely. Visage, however, slaying the Alchemist with his birds, I assume. Right near the tower. So well played by Anarchy there. Nice bird control. Jumong now, however, pushing the mid tower. Working towards the Shadow Blade. And let's turn off the CS graph as there's really nothing too interesting on there. Chia leading the charts, Gyro falling close up behind, as well as Bristleback and the DK afterwards. The next really big discrepancy is the fact, oh, hold on, arrow coming out from Cynical. Dodged by Jumong. Or Cynical. QO, want to go on it, but no stun. DK just TPs out as soon as he can. The real biggest discrepancy is the fact that Bat Rider has so much last hits, while the Mirana, the Visage, and the Sancer in the opposite team's offlane really has literally nothing, or near nothing. Chris, in the meantime, going to be pressure top from the birds, as well as Sagan on the Bristleback. And really doesn't want this tower to get denied. Indeed, it does not. Sagan getting that last hit secured. We have 3 EoT heroes mid. Visage birds, or familiars rotating over as well. And we're just gonna chill for a little bit, I guess. Sinnold's taking a bit of harass from the Gyro's flat cannon there. I was gonna say split shot, but I knew that was the proper name for it. And EoT may look to push mid here with 4 mid now. However, 3 heroes in up beside the river for 5 Q, so possibly could be defended here, but really nothing anyone other than Sagan can do. And Jumong likely going to get the tower here just with the passive dot, and does indeed fall. Silencer popping his ult. Cass going to go down here, almost denies himself, however does not. Dropping the ult, Bat Rider lassoing up TA, and now Bristleback falling as well. 2 down for 5 Q now, as well as the birds going down. Visage in the meantime dying, so likely the reason why he wasn't controlling his birds too well. Birds actually resummoned as well, so that's going to be a cooldown for quite a while if he loses those birds. Manages to keep him alive though. EoT 3 for 0 and a tower, so certainly well done by them in that fight. Gold now spiking up in their favor. Experience as well. EoT taking firm control of this game 5 now. Not what you want if you're 5 Q. And let's do a quick rotation of items. As Cynical thinks about casting an arrow. Arrow going out. Missing on cast. QO still gonna look for the kill regardless, as Mirana is down here. Absolutely blowing up cast. Cast melted, absolutely melted by QO. And that's really what 5IQ is going to need to get back in this game, is just ganks out from the TA. TA is going to have to put the team on their back, really. But sent out from Jumong. Gyro ult now dropped by RY. QO not taking too much damage from the refraction charges, but now slowly going down. And does to the rocket barrage. Familiars chasing down Chrissy. Chrissy falling. Anarchy should be next to Linehauer for EoT on the list. And now T buying back. Saturday falling. And Sagan going on RY with QO returning. RY falling now. Jumong cast in danger now. Cast falling. Jumong gonna make it out at very low life, but well fought fight by 5IQ there. Losing 2 heroes, TA as well as the Visage, and they're gonna easily secure this tower now. Very nice familiar making sure to kill Electricity by Anarchy. And just generally well fought around team fight. Really lasting too long for EoT to do anything at all with the Bristleback up. Bristleback being, of course, very potent in the long fights with his Cool Spray, with his Nasal Goo, being able to focus down and make sure targets slow down as much as possible while just amplifying the damage with Cool Spray. So really just the fact that actually EoT has no mech yet, while 5IQ does. Pretty much allowed him to win that team fight, as on top of the Mirana ult. So now 5IQ going to take the Roshan, try and get further back into this game. And likely to go onto QO, as he will have to be the savior for his team. And indeed does pick up that Aegis. Sitting on 1800 gold now as well, so likely to pick up a Yash or something like that as a high impact item. Oh, nope, gonna work towards a Desolator or a BKB. Either would be a decent choice at this point in the game. I wouldn't say you need a BKB, but it certainly would be nice to have. Desolator, of course, nice to have as well. Don't need it necessarily. We'll see what happens. And Gyro now sitting on a partially completed BKB, another 700 gold or so, and he will be there. Cast actually still not finishing the medallion yet. Oh no, it's on the courier, so nearly finished, just needs the courier. Jumong in the meantime going to start building a BKB with his Work Club now on the courier. And Sagan and company going to start rotating top, going to deny this push from EoT. And I'm going to start stacking Ancients, so really necessary for this Gyrocopter to get ahead in the game. So it's working towards that 4 staff. And really not too much otherwise in terms of items on either side. Actually, mentioned to see what the Mirana has, just sitting on that ultimate orb. Probably building it into a Manta or a Linken's. Linken's, of course, very popular on Miranas, allowing that extra survivability. Especially with all the single target stuns that EoT has. Well, single target things that EoT has. Mirana popping the ult, looking to go on Jumong here. Jumong knows he's in a bit of trouble as he spots the familiars, as that is not cloaked up by Mirana. So, again, a bit of misplay from Anarchy. And 5IQ not going to get anything out of that smoke. Maybe we'll try to push the tower. Or kill some Ancients, either or. Anarchy with that point booster now. Arrow flying out from Cynical. Hitting Jumong, wow, very long range arrow. And not going to fall just Shadow Blades away, and the teleport reaction in from the Gyrocopter is going to save him. 5IQ now just going to back off. Really don't want to fight the Gyrocopter, as well as the rest of EoT now moving over, or do they? No, they do not. Oh, Saga now lassoed up, possibly makes it away. Kyo jumping in onto RY making it alive, however, just barely. Kyo gonna have to do some work to get out of there though. Anarchy going to drop. Kyo maybe next in line. Indeed he is. Visage dropping in the meantime on what seems to be, yes, right next to the TA. I was mistaken with the names, I assume. Alchemist trade in exchange for all that, nuked down by the TA. And Bristleback, of course, falling first from the lasso from the acid spray. So 5Q falling back, stumbling a bit in this as they were coming back. But as you can see, after that sharp decline, now curving back up. So as with the experience graph, it's actually a very pretty straight line as far as that drop goes. And now gonna curve straight back up in EoT's favor after they capture this next tower. And game's still looking pretty even, to be honest. Gyro not sitting on too much farm, but having his BKB and drums can really start building towards those carry items now and start getting to the point where he's not a hero to trifle with. Second, in the meantime, now has a Reaver actually, on top of the mech and a cloak. So getting very, very tanky. Function. Maybe walking in the wrong spot. Young, Jumong, Chrissy, spot him out and disrupted. Likely be stunned up. Stunned up indeed. Chrissy, Jumong with the flame breath and Function going down very quickly. Now rotation in from mid from EoT. Dragonite's ult will be back up in about 10 seconds and really just allow them to push down the tower very, very quickly. It's nothing 5Q can really do about it without Mirana or their Visage here. But however, EoT just gonna fall back, choose not to push. Interesting decision by them, but okay. Visage now gonna be cut off by Jumong. Stunned, however, by the familiars. Reaching in from Cash rotating in, and Medallion popped. Visage dropping to Dragonite and the Alchemist. Just random pick-offs for 5Q really losing this game thus far. And this T1 top is to go down next. Maybe there's a rule, and that's why EoT really haven't taken down the T2 tower, or decide not to take down the T tower, where they got to kill all the other towers before they kill the inner T2 towers, just because they wanted the map to look nice and not have chunks missing out of each of the lanes. Because every single game it's always been all the other towers going down first, and then they work on a T2 solely afterwards. They never work on a T2 before they kill a T1 tower, which is pretty strange to me, at least. Usually in other Dota scenes, they just, they push in a lane, get 2 towers, and back off. But it seems to be they're going to be doing that in this lane. Chrissy in a bit of trouble. QO though, BK being jumping in. Mirana, arrow from Mirana hitting the Alchemist, and 5Q or QO gonna 5Q gonna continue to chase. Gyrocopter ult being dropped. Missing on most of 5Q, however. Sagan stunned up. Pyong now dropping to the Visage. RYR now dropping to the Visage as well. Chrissy likely to drop next unless this Firefly miraculously somehow saves him. QO though dropping to Jumong. Jumong, doing work. Anarchy maybe next in line. Nearly dropping. 30 health, and a 3-for-3 trade as Visage gets extremely low, and Cynical may not make it out alive either, but it seems to be safe as he leaps away and probably going to teleport out. It does have that Lincoln now, by the way, so very, of course, very, very much more survivable. And yeah, so not the best trade for, not the best fight for EoT. Of course, losing more heroes than the opposing team is never something you want. Almost worth it for the tower, but ended up not getting it, so. Still ahead though. Graphs keep moving up and down, however, so you never know. In the meantime, scouting out. EoT may be looking to push this bottom lane again, and both sides putting 5 in the vicinity. And the EoT may be thinking otherwise, but Chrissy blinking in, missing the lasso before force-staffing out. Droughtcopter dropping the alt Sagan, starting to fall very, very low. Cast, however, will be dying first, dropping to QO. And Chrissy re-engaging, using the lasso, killing QO. Alchemist in the meantime dropping, as well as Sagan. And Chrissy gonna clean up on the silencer. And Bristleback now buying back as well. So it's even right now, but it seems if EoT really came out on top of that fight, really having 2 5Q heroes back, buyback being the Templar Assassin and the Bristleback, really just to stay in the game at this point. It's not something you want, but seems if the reward was more than just the tower for EoT, but rather could have been Roshan as well. So certainly important for all of 5Q to be alive for this. And Chrissy has a suspicion that someone might be doing the Roshans, and Chrissy blinks in. Does not manage to snatch the Aegis before QO does, so all is well in the land of 5 and Q as they pick up the Aegis from that. BKB now finished on 5 and QO. Sagan's still working on that heart. Anarchy. Working towards the Aghanims, of course. Cynical. Working towards a Desolator BKB? I'm not sure. Silencer, in the meantime, denying that bottom tower. Still working towards that Force Staff, however. And not too much from Shadow Demon. Jumong. And now getting his Assault Cuirass ready. Just needs the Hyperstone and it'll be good to go. Chrissy, Force Staff, Ultimate Orb, as well as a Blink Dagger. And RY, the most important player for EoT, especially if they would like to win this game, sitting on the drums, the BKB. Now a Talisman Evasion, and likely going to build that into a Butterfly, it seems. And last but not least, of course, is Cast, our support alchemist, carrying around the medallion. Nothing much more, just supporting buying wards, that kind of stuff. So wouldn't really expect anything special in him in the first place. It's a very, very long series, certainly. At least much closer than a lot of the other Korean games have been thus far, especially in the round of 8s. 3 2-0s, and just really weren't entertaining games versus some of these. I really like game 1 in the series so far, but 5Q not picking up that nugget again, really disappointing. I really actually not playing that 4-1 strat again since then. However, EoT smoking and heading top. Probably the tower, they have no vision of any 5Q heroes right now, I believe. No, Sagan going to come to vision though. And really just going to this blind, hoping to catch out one of EoT's quote-unquote carries, the Mirana, the TA, the Bristleback, one of the more impact heroes. But they are all bottom as EoT are sitting up top waiting for someone to be very greedy and start farming this lane up. Nothing's happening though, so they're just gonna meander around and likely push the tower sometime soon. Zhao, in the meantime, actually finishing up that butterfly. 5 Q, pushing down the bottom tower. And it just seems to be a 2 for 2 or T2 for T2 trade here. 5 Q is certainly going to be satisfied with that if they can get it. And EoT taking that top tower. And 5 Q managed to take the bottom tower. So even trade for both teams. Nothing really lost on either side, aside from the vision, of course. And Aghanim is now completed on the Visage, so Anarchy gonna put out some sick bird micro now, surely. And another smoke onto the Shadow Demon. Heart completed now on the Bristleback. Some of the big items starting to come up. Dragonite likely going to get that Assault Cuirass soon. Only about 700 gold away. Bristleback probably building into a Hex, I would assume. As far as that goes, another 300 gold for him and he'll have it. Could actually likely just... no, there's nothing he could sell really. Never mind. 5 Q smoking, and EoT just gonna relax by the engine pit and just stack it, I guess, for the gyrocopter. He's gonna be reclaimed off of that T8 in about another minute now, as the timer says. And some team farming from EoT as 5 Q push down this top lane, wanting to get even on those towers. Not doing so, however, just going to back off once again. Both sides farming up, really. 5 Q really going to be a disadvantage here by farming. They can't take this game late, I would say. EoT certainly has a better lineup for that. And gold, experience-wise, EoT is still in the lead, although stagnating and still pretty much even. Maybe a fight on the mid lane here as EoT and 5 Q do have all of their heroes there. And EoT looking to push down this last tier 2 tower, the last outer tower for 5 Q. Jumong out on the tower already. Eating that arrow though. Chrissy hopping and pulling out QO. Jumong gonna be nuked down here, however, by 5 Q. Silencer popping his ult. QO going down, buying back instantly. Silencer and Visage dying in the meantime to only what I was assumed, the Dragonite and the flat cannon from Gyro. Sagan now dropping QO. Rampage from the gyrocopter as T8 dies for the second time. Mirana being the only survivor of this fight. EoT surely in the lead now. Gyro just proving to be too strong at this point, being able to flag down a majority of 5 Q, and boy is he doing well. 5 Q though don't want to lose their hopes of staying in this winner bracket. Gonna try and last it out as long as they can. EoT likely to fall back after this first set of acts. Actually, no, gonna play more aggressively, not taking any passive stance this game, going straight for the tower. And tower starting to go down. EoT or 5 Q starting to revive. Anarchy gonna go on cast. Cast now dropping. Tower fortified on only 51 life. RY going back in, however, very aggressively. And tower's gonna go down. EoT gonna fall back. Pyong gonna eat an arrow here. Probably dead. No, 4 staff from Barrier did indeed save him, but one last hit from Cynical and his Desolator are going to send him to the grave. Barrier not finishing those bots. RY gets a lucky Invis-Rune and manages to make it away. Does need that arrow and is golden in all essence. Or not all. Yeah, whatever. I'm not knowing what I'm saying anymore. It's super late and this is game 5. Not used to the endurance casting yet, really. Super difficult. But TA really hasn't had any item progression thus far, unless there's something on the courier. There is not, so only 1200 gold, still sitting on the BKB and the phase boots, so not doing too well. The buybacks really showing how much they've affected her farm thus far. AC not completed on Jumong, as well as another 2.8 K gold in the bank for him. Cass now picking up that Ghost Scepter. Barrier finishing the Hex, as well as Boot to Travel. Pyong, Force Staff now. And RY, of course, with the Helmet Dominator, with the Butterfly, with the VKB. Certainly not to be trifled with. It'll be interesting to see which item he picks up next. So, meantime, of course, did pick up that Desolator earlier. Anarchy has Medallion, has the Aghanim's, but nothing really. No item progression. Sagan's still sitting on that Heart as well. Function getting that Force Staff though, and EoT looks to push down a second lane of racks, end the game, put 5&Q into the losers bracket. But are you gonna hold off for a little bit? Wait, you're actually do the Roshan. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Do Roshan, just in case. But gold, of course, spiking after the last fight instance, and EoT losing actually a little bit of XP, which surprises me. Likely just from the Shard of Demon Death or something like that, but Roshan about to drop here. Charo likely pick it up, and Jumong picking up that cheese. Jumong also now picking up a Helmet Dominator, so gonna put some life steal on him, make him certainly much more survivable.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Chris in the meantime, chilling out. And EoT. This could be the last push of the game as 5&Q look to defend their racks. Mirana in the meantime going to try and backdoor bottom lane. Huo blinked upon by Chrissy, lassoed, gonna get nuked down here by Jumong and RY. Sagan looks to be dropping next. RY, however, taking a lot of damage. Aegis likely to pop. Prospect meantime dying. And Chrissy popping. Gem on the ground now. And all the familiars dropping from Anarchy, and this, my friends, is good game. 5&Q really have nothing to do at this point with the TA down, with the Bristleback down. It's, I'm assuming, no buyback available. No, TA buyback, bought back too short ago, and the Bristleback just doesn't have enough money. Cynical though goes in, tries to get another kill, but Cynical just being blown up instantly. So much damage, and 5&Q realizing they have no chance in this game, bowing out. EoT, Eye of Tiger, winning the best of 5, coming back down from a an 0-2 deficit, winning 3 straight in this round of 4. Very impressive comeback by them. Certainly a set of painful losses for 5&Q, but EoT moving on to the winners bracket finals now, and 5&Q being sent to the lowers bracket to try and fight their way back up and hopefully get a rematch against Eye of Tiger. But again, EoT winning the series 3-2, winning this game 5. 5&Q again falling out, and yeah, this was Frouwo casting game 5 of the round of 4s match between 5&Q versus EoT. Appreciate it for watching. If you enjoyed the cast, leave a like, subscribe, go spread the word, go just plaster this everywhere if you really enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, constructive criticism is always appreciated. You leave me a message at my YouTube, my Twitch, at my Twitter, any of those work, and I'll try to work to make these casts much more enjoyable experience for yourself. But again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys another time. Later.